Hello and welcome back to the Aquatics GB Championships here at the London Aquatics Centre, this famous pool. We are very much in the thick of it now. We're halfway through these championships. We're on day 4. Plenty of champions are being crowned British champions. We've also got 16 athletes that have already booked their places to the World Championships in Singapore. Later, we've got the A finals where we'll find out who else is adding their name, who else will be going to Singapore. But before that, we have got the B finals, and then also we've got the para finals and also the junior finals. But yeah, let's get to it because the B finals are about to get started. The atmosphere is ramping up here. Here is the schedule for the B finals. The men's 50-metre backstroke, the women's 50-metre butterfly, followed by the men's 100-metre butterfly, the women's 400-metre freestyle, the men's 200-metre, and then we're ending the B finals with the women's 200-metre backstroke. It is all going on today, so I'll hand you over to our commentators then, Andy Jameson and Dan Jervis.
Thank you very much, Betty. It's going to be a cracking night. It's night 4, as you say, and it's going to be a very busy one indeed. There's some wonderful big finals coming up in just, about 1 hour's time from now, but we're going to whiz through some B finals. And really important for the guys in these B finals because it is a night session. It's a great chance for them to be practicing their race skills in the arena, and the place is packed. It really is. Look at that. It's a wonderful crowd here, and the noise is tremendous. When you walk in this arena for the first time, it's just like a cathedral. It's massive. It can psych you out, but practicing your control of your reactions so important. And I'm joined again, of course, by Dan Jervis, the Welsh rocket, 1500 metres superstar, and twice Olympian on the 1500 metres, finalist in that event. And well, do you remember the first time you came here? I mean, it just must be a wonderful thing to come into an arena of this size with the music pumping, with the stands absolutely packed.
Prynawn da, Andy. Good afternoon. Yeah, you are so right. I remember the first time I came here was in 2015. It was the trials for the World Championships in 2015 that were being held in Kazan later that summer. It is an amazing pool, I think. Actually, I'm wrong, Andy. The first time I came to this pool was in 2012, just before the Summer Olympics. I was in the test event. It was the UK School Games, and I loved it. The stadium, the stands were up ready for the Olympics, and I think the crowd capacity was about 17,000. It was a huge stadium.
Yeah, it was massive, wasn't it? They actually closed the pool for a while and took those wings off. I remember actually going up to the top of one of those wings, and you could just about see the far side of the pool from the top of the wing that you were standing in. It was amazing. Couldn't see the other side of the crowd at all. How did you do in those schools championships?
Well, I wasn't doing the 1500 free then. I hadn't found my event then, so I done the 400 IM actually.
Still wandering in the wilderness. No wonder. Here we go, first event up, first B final. It is the men's 50 metres backstroke, and we've got the 50 fly for you, 100 fly for men, 400 free for women, and then the 200 AM. Women's 200 backstroke to close out the session. So it's a busy one, it's a full one. In 1 is Jack Knight of City of Cardiff, and 2 is George Whittle of Derby. 3, well, Gabe Knight of Chelsea Westminster. What a night he's got. He has got 2 races in the first 3 tonight. He's got this 50 backstroke, then there's a women's 50 fly, and then he's got a 100 metres butterfly B final. What a night he's got. He's in lane 3. Don't know what he's going to do between the two, but that's amazing. Maddox Roberts of Loughborough in 4, Jonathan Adam in 5, Zach Speakman in 6 for Stirling, 7 is Aidan Simmons-Brown of Plymouth, and Reese Blackett of Newcastle in 8. It's 1 length backstroke as the B final of the 50 backstroke.
This is very much a splash and dash.
You just see the ledges that are hanging down from those black tapes stuck to the, just on the right-hand side of the block. On the left-hand side, you can see that just he's putting his toes on that ledge just to make sure that when the gun goes, he drives off and he doesn't have his feet slip down. The final, B final of the men's 50 metres backstroke. This B final, Maddox Roberts, the fastest seed of Loughborough in lane number 4. And he's had a good start right in the centre. Lovely, long, rangy stroke. It's very slow and powerful and specific for a 50. And he's very efficient as well. Look at this. Stay off that lane line if you can keep on going. Really high head position. If he can drive inside this last 5 metres, he could take this. His entry time, 25.85, 25.75. A new lifetime best to win the B final of the men's 50 metres backstroke. Well done, Maddox Roberts.
Yeah, that was a great start from Maddox. You know, in a 50, it's all about reaction time off the block. It's all about the underwater kick. There is no time to make little mistakes.
Well, he did very well as well there. The start's fascinating. The body position's all very different. Some have their heads slightly tilted back, some right up like a coiled spring, some halfway back. It's all sorts of different strategies, but they all seem to work effectively for the respective swimmer. Look at that. All different.
Yeah, you look at Luke Greenbank, he's got a phenomenal start on him. You know, he pulls himself right out of the water before the starting gun goes, and when it goes, he shoots off like a rocket.
Well, it was a very good swim. In the end, he won it quite comfortably, did Roberts. Maddox Roberts. There we go. Loughborough University student, 25.75. Gabriel Knight, really good from him, 26.11. So, right on his lifetime best. He's got about 5 minutes, and then he's got to go again in the 100 fly. Literally about 5 minutes. He's in the next men's event. Here is the event between. It's the women's 50 metres butterfly B final. What on earth would you do if you were in that 100 fly between now and that 100 metres butterfly B final?
Oh, well, I would try to maximise my recovery. I'd do a little bit of stretch, and he hasn't got a lot of time. But you can see him there, and you can't see on the screen, but what me and Andy can see, he's not gone the way that when you finish a race, the way that you go. He's actually had to go back through marshalling. So he's had to go back through where they wait to race. I wouldn't even take my towel if I was him, Andy.
Well, these women in this 50 metres butterfly B final. Tallulah Paisley of Brompton, the fastest seed. Right up there at the top there, Isabella Acaro from that wonderful dynasty of sprinters. The Acaro family, wonderful. Acaro in 1, Stott in 2, Betsy Wizard in 3 from Northampton. 4 is Tallulah Paisley of Chelsea Westminster. Shirley Robinson in 5. Sophie Murray from Harrogate 6. Holly Widows of Mount Kelly in 7. Sophie King of Woking in 8. 50 fly B final. It looked like a good reaction to the gun in lane 7, Holly Widows. Let's just see how they come up right in the centre. Very good from Tallulah Paisley of Chelsea and Westminster. Really good fast turnover, head down, or just breathe there at 30 metres or so. Good rhythm. Now, who's going to bring it back down this second 25? The red hat in lane number 5 of Shola Robinson of City of Sheffield is going well. This is good. Is Robinson going to get the touch? It's a stretch. I think she got it. She did. 27.37 gets it. 1/10 ahead of Betsy Wizard. 27.47. And Isabella Acaro right at the top there in lane 1. Qualified 7th. Came 3rd. 27.66. Wow, it was so close.
Yeah, also a great finish from Robson there. The stroke, she finished the stroke just right to finish, her arms fully extended to the wall to maximise the reach.
Well, that was the B final. There is a junior final, which juniors are obviously eligible for, and then this the B final for non-juniors, and then there's the A final for the fastest 8 regardless. There's also the para finals here as well. So the result of the women's 50 metres butterfly, 27.37 wins it from 27.47 second. Robertson over Wizard. 3rd was Isabella Acaro. Tallulah Paisley in 4th.
I hope my niece is back home watching that, Andy. My niece Olivia's just got into swimming, and she done her first 50 fly last weekend in the Neath Open meet.
Good on her. I'll tell you what, she's chosen a fabulous stroke as well. What's her name again?
Olivia Divers.
Olivia Divers. Well, here we go. This is going to be really interesting because, well, Gabe Knight, he's a hardcore guy. Just done his 50 back as a warm-up for this the 100 fly. He's in lane 8. Well, the only way is up. Slowest qualifier for this B final. And let's see what he can do. He's set a lifetime best to qualify, 55.01. There he is. He's still puffing from that backstroke. Good man. I do apologise. I did call him Gabriel from the heats this morning, but definitely Gabriel. So here we go. The B final of the men's 100 metres butterfly. And Jamie Robertson, Sterling the fastest seed in 4.
Yeah. Now, Gabriel would have put on his... The best thing for him to do after that very short turnaround from his swim about 5 minutes ago was to keep warm straight away. So put clothes on to keep your muscles loose, ready to get back in the pool.
There he is. He's built for it, isn't he? Still relatively young. He's only 19 years of age. Gosh, when he gets some in the weight room, eats a couple of weights, he's going to be a big lad. Built fantastically for flight. There, right in the centre, Sterling. It's Jamie Robertson, the fastest seed. In this, the B final, the men's 100 fly. The British Summer Championships champion on the 50 and the 100 metres butterfly. That is Jamie Robertson right in the centre in lane 4, and he's had a good start, but the best start by far, Jamie Ingram of City of Manchester Aquatics.
He's half a body length ahead, Andy, already, and it's 25 metres into it. Now, I am sat next to Andy Jameson. He's Olympic bronze medalist in the Seoul Olympics in 1988, so you are an expert in this event. But now, this can look like a very upper body dominant stroke, but you were saying, Andy, earlier that the leg kick is vital in butterfly. Off the walls, it's super important to lock your head with the elbows and arms straight in front of you to maximise propulsion and to minimise the resistance.
Well, he's doing it very well, is Jamie Ingram, isn't he, from City of Manchester. His lifetime best is 51.98, which is far faster than the rest of the field. Coming back at him is Jamie Robertson in 4. It looks like it's going to be mighty close. Who got the touch? 6/100 split those two. Goodness me. Ingram gets it just. Wow. Jamie Ingram, 53.24. And Jamie Robertson, well, he's won the B final of the 100 fly at the Aquatics GB Championships 2025. And here's how life moves on. He won the B final. Jamie Ingram, time came in second. Jamie Robertson was exactly the same time I won bronze at the Olympics. 53.30, isn't that amazing? Goodness me.
Well, he's going to be walking past you in about 2 minutes, Andy, so I think you should mention that to him. That's something to be proud of.
Yeah, exactly. Should be. Well done. Well done. There we go. So Ingram wins it, 53.24, and that 53.30 is tattooed on my brain. Well done, Jamie Robertson. Very close indeed. 6/100 split those two. Well, so we're all fast sprints and we're whizzing through this, aren't we? We really are. 50 backstroke for men, 50 fly for women, 100 fly for men. And just had a high five with Gabe, and he looks a little bit tired, I've got to say. He did well, though. So here we go, the B final of the women's 400 freestyle. Emily Ford of Swansea in lane number 1 and 2. Talia Staines of Northumberland and Durham. Myri Craig of Edinburgh University goes in lane 3. There is Craig. Michaela Glenister of University of Stirling, 10th on the 1500 metres freestyle. This is the 400, fastest seed in 4. There she is, right in the centre, Michaela Glenister. 5 is Jessica Podger of Bath. She was in the B final of the 200 freestyle, was 3rd in that. Philida Britton of Ealing in 6, and 7 it's Nicole Ryan of Maidenhead, and Charlotte Johnson of Swansea University. 3rd in the B final of the 200 fly in this 400 freestyle. Golly, she's not quite an easy programme, has she? There's the fastest seed. Actually, that was that's the 3rd fastest seed. That's Myra Craig. Myri in lane 3. Michaela Glenister in 4. There she is. Just a little bit of a noise, and the starter was slightly distracted, so asked the swimmers to stand down. Nervous times these.
Yeah, it's all about keeping your head together in moments like that.
The B final of the women's 400 metres freestyle. And always fascinated to see the first 25 or 30 metres of a longer distance race. It's generally somebody goes out. I always expect them just to settle in almost straight away, but it seems like someone always takes the initiative and does a bit of a bolter early on.
Yeah, you know, we saw Jimmy Guy do that on day one. That was frighteningly fast out at 200, wasn't it? I've seen him do that many times as well, while being in the same race as him. I've said this before, but when you're in that other race with him, it is quite humbling, you know. But yeah, the 400 freestyle is all about pacing this race right. You can't go out strong, too strong, but you also need to go out strong enough to give yourself the best chance to push on the last 50. Because if people go out too far ahead, then you've given yourself too big a task to catch up.
Well, there's a couple of swimmers using each other here, just pushing the pace early on. In 4 it is Glenister, in 5 it's Podger. And these two, just 11/100ths of a second between the two at that first 100 metres. But it's quick, 61.8, 61.9s on that first 100. Well, they were 4:22s in the heats this morning, so quite clearly want to go well under that 4:20.
Yeah, I think 5 of these girls had season's best this morning to get into this event tonight. Now, in these more distance events, Andy, I really enjoy seeing, especially 2 swimmers go head to head together out in front of the rest of the field. That means they can use each other to fight. One goes out a little bit quicker than the other one, probably thinks to themselves, well, I need to catch up. So then they go a little bit quicker, and it's a bit of a cat and dog fight.
Well, another question for you. There's these two which you're just describing, so that's the cat and dog fight as you describe it there. But the third and fourth are also equal, but there's 2 swimmers between them. Would they be looking at each other as well, the third and fourth, and having a battle between them, or can they just see the feet of the swimmers ahead of them?
I think so, yeah. Well, they're only 2 lanes away from each other, so they can see each other. I think if you're in lane 9, you can still see what's happening in lane 0.
So the halfway mark of the turn, 2:08.18 for Jessica Podger, the leader in lane number 5, closer to us with that light blue hat on of University of Bath. And the University of Stirling student in lane 4, that's Michaela Glenister. And interestingly, they're coming from 2 different ends of the programme. Glenister in 4 was 10th in the 1500 metres freestyle, and Jessica Podger was in the B final of the 200 metres freestyle. So 1500 and 200 meeting at the 400 metres mark.
Yeah, we are seeing Jess Podger push a little bit ahead on this third 100. You know, it is important to work that third 100 because that means you've only got 100 metres left. And that doesn't give a lot of time for the rest of the field to catch you up. But Michaela Glenister is holding on quite tight, and next to her, Mary Craig is also holding on.
So first over with 100 metres to go in this B final of the women's 400 freestyle. It is Jessica Podger, University of Bath. Second is Michaela Glenister of Stirling. Third in lane number 3, Mary Craig of Edinburgh. And still in the hunt in lane 6 is Phillida Britton in the white hat there of Ealing, just at the bottom of that shot. But look at the drive here of Jessica Podger. Well, she got to 200 in 2:08, and she's really moved the pace up, and this is very impressive indeed. See if she can get under 2:20. It's going to be tough, but it's possible. 4:20.
I think she can do it, Andy. She's looking really good. You know, she's just speeding up on this last 50 into the last 25 metres. She's paced this to perfection.
So about 20 metres to go in this B final of the women's 400 metres freestyle, and she's got about 8 or 9 metre lead now as Jess Podger of University of Bath, and this is really impressive. Cracking battle for second and third, but look at this. Coming in, beautiful swim, under 4:17.9. Well, it's much faster than her entry time from this morning, her qualification time of 4:22. She's just improved that by 5 seconds. Really good battle between Glenister and Craig in 4 and 3. Very close indeed. Well, that would have placed her 6th into the A final had she done that this morning. You know, we do talk about morning swims, and sometimes it drives me nuts, I have to say, because if you're not particularly good at swimming in the morning, get up earlier. You only get one chance, don't you? And I'm certainly not having a go at Jessie, and maybe there were other reasons, but some swimmers just never particularly swim well in the morning. Get up earlier, otherwise you'll never be in the A final.
Up until 2021, I would have disagreed with you there, Andy, but 2021 Olympics in Tokyo, the finals were in the morning. So I adapted my training a little bit for that.
Such a good idea. And look what's happened here. Jessica Podger swam really fast in the evening.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, and so the result is Jessica Podger winning it, Michaela Glenister of Stirling in 2nd, and Mary Craig in 3rd.
You're saying you changed your training schedule. How did you do that? I guess because the finals were in the morning, so if you're going to swim well at the Olympics in the final, you had to swim well in the morning.
I did. I usually used to do 3-4 key sets a week, and so what I'd done was just a simple tweak of my training program. I just used to put a key session in the morning. I had to get used to swimming fast in the morning. Now, a key session is a hard session, one of the hard sessions in the week. We used to do 10 sessions a week.
And that was the tweak. That's not a lot. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, sometimes it is just straightforward.
There you go. There you go. This is the B final of the men's 200 IM. And Luke Iverson of Loughborough University is the fastest seed in 4. Ed Marcel Whittles in 3 from Chelsea Westminster. Jacob Arman, Swansea in lane 5. And the Swansea man, one of only 2 swimmers to set a lifetime best coming into this, the B final of the 200 AM. Finley Davis in 2 and Jacob Arman in 5. Both setting lifetime best to qualify. And there's the fastest seed. It is Luke Iverson of Loughborough University. Won the 2024 Summer Championships on this 200 medley. Won the B final of the trials, excuse me, 4th at the B final of the trials last year, the Olympic trials. So the B final, men's 200 metres individual medley. And well, the explosion to the surface of Jacob Arman of Swansea in lane 5, very impressive. And if you can really explode to the surface and then get that 2nd and 3rd strokes to chase it really quickly, the momentum that you can get from that start, really excellent.
Yeah, definitely. He's had a brilliant start, and also had a very good start is Andrew Bertoli. Now, we know he has a good 200-metre butterfly. He came 6th in the 200-metre butterfly this week. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with the other 3 strokes. Now, a lot can change in a 200 medley. You can be the best person in the world at fly, but if you haven't got a good backstroke, you're not going to win it.
Indeed you're not. And Edward Marcel Whittles up there in lane number 3, very close to the lane line. He's just moving away from it now. Needs to swim as straight as he possibly can, otherwise you end up going more than 200 metres for the total race. He's over first. Ed Marcel Whittles in 3, Bertoli in 6, Arman in 5, Davis in 2. Now, what kind of breaststroke has Luke Ibbotson got here?
Yeah, but Edward in lane 3 has got a very good breaststroke as well, because he came 7th last year in the GB Summer Championships in his age group in the 200 breaststroke.
Well, he has got a good breaststroke, but it looks like he's getting caught here. In lane number 4, Ibbetson's got a great breaststroke. Look at this, and leading at the moment is Jacob Arman in 5. So Arman first over with 50 metres to go, and then 3 all in a row. Bertoli in 6, Ibbotson in 4, Marcel Whittles in 3.
Yeah, excellent. And he's having a very good swim, Jacob, here. He was under Swansea University, so Hayley Baker for a long time, but I think he's now moved to the High Performance Centre and coached by Graham Antwistle.
Well, 15 metres to go in this B final of the men's 200 medley, and Jacob Arman, he's still just about leading, but it's tight. The other guy's really charging at him. I think he's going to get the touch. He does. Arman wins it, 2:02.47. Well, he went 2:04.1 to qualify in a lifetime best. That was 2:04.1. Now he's gone 2:02.4. Doesn't bother with the 2:03s. It's a low. He's 80 metres down the other end to see his time. There, he's seen it. Yeah, get the guns out, my friend. That's a cracking swim. Yes, indeed. Don't bother with their 2:03s. Go straight to the 2:02s. Fantastic swim.
Yeah, great swim from Jacob. You know, I know Jacob. I used to swim with him sometimes, and I went over to see him earlier. The results of the men's 200-metre IMB final. Jacob Armand from Swansea University winning that. Luke Ebson second, and Andrew Bertoli in third. I did go over to see Jacob earlier, and his recovery is very good. He was in an ice bath, and he did ask me to say and tell everyone that he's a beast, apparently, and I think that swim just showed he is.
Well, he certainly is. That is amazing. Really amazing. Well, I can tell you what, interesting... there's always a little story behind the story, isn't there? Edward Marcel Whittles in that race ended up 5th. And his mum, Sophia, absolutely wonderful volunteer, does all sorts of stuff around the sport of swimming. Thank you, Sophia, for all your dedication and hard work. It sometimes might not look like it's appreciated, but it really is. So the women's 200 metres backstroke, we've whizzed through these B finals. This is the last one. It's the women's 200 metres backstroke B final, and the fastest seed is Scarlett Major of Swansea University. The full lineup: Molly Garrett up there in 1 from Manchester Aquatics, Sophie Moore in 2 from Cambridge, 5th in the B final of the 100 metres backstroke. And Sophie Weston, University of Bath in 3, Major in 4, Shaw in 5, Anna Green in 6 from Edinburgh, 7 is Whittle of Stockport, and Collier of University of Birmingham in 8. Here we go, the B final of the women's 200 metres backstroke. Scarlett Major of Swansea, great friend of Dan Jervis, sitting next to me in lane 4. Let's see how close they go to the 15 metres. Not using too much of it. Oh, a couple did. A couple did very well. Look at that, lane 5. Sophie Shaw of City of Manchester. Well, there was some up at 10. And some up at 14. Quite a difference, that.
Yeah, we saw a really good start there also from Molly Garrett in lane 1 from the City of Manchester Aquatics. Now, you can't go past 15 metres on the backstroke, but the longer you are underwater, the faster you go. So you've really got to take it to that line. But if you go past, that's an automatic disqualification.
Well, it is, and we've seen it happen a few times. Molly at the top there, going very well. Molly Garrett on the underwaters. She stays underwater well. I suppose the longer you stay underwater, the faster you go, as long as you've got a good kick. I mean, if you're a rubbish kicker, you might be there for quite a while.
Yeah, and you are on your back, and because you don't want water to go up to your nose, you are constantly breathing out. So even though it is a race on your back, you can have as much oxygen as you want. It is very... I think I'm going to put this into the mix, Andy, as one of the hardest events.
Oh! 200 back. Well, to be honest, I agree with you. Very good turn again. We're going to watch the turn at the top there on the final one, because she's had 2 cracking turns at the moment. And a really good start as Molly Garrett right at the top there. And she's right in the mix. Coming through in lane 5 now is Sophie Shaw of Manchester. And in 4, still there is Scarlett Major. So 1, 4 and 5 at the moment, but the rest of the field starting to come back a little bit. Looks like 5 is leading coming to this turn. Just watch this turn at the top here, Dan.
Yeah, Shaw in lane 5 really used that underwater. Then she got to about 7, 8 metres further than anyone I saw in the rest of the field there. I know Scarlett is coached by Graham Antwistle, and I know they do work on the second half of a 200 backstroke. So can she pull back? She looks as if she is a little bit.
Well, it's going to get pretty close down this last 25. It looks like Scarlett Major is coming back pretty hard at Sophie Shaw in the centre here. In 4, it's Major. In 5, it's Shaw. It's very close indeed. Wow. Who's going to get the touch? I think Major got it. She did by 3/100ths of a second. 3/100 split the 2. Scarlett Major Your good friend Scarlett Major from Swansea, Dan, wins the B final of the women's 200 metres backstroke. Sophie Shaw second. Molly Garrett up the top there, hung on really well for third. What a race that was.
Yeah, today her season's best has come down from 2:17.91 to 2:15.63. She's still a little bit off her PB, but I think she's going to be very happy with that. And the result of the women's backstroke B final, Scarlett Major storming for victory there with 2:15, Sophie Shaw second and Molly Garrett third.
Well, just 3 100 splitting those top two. So we're going to have a little bit of a break now, and then we'll be back at 6:45 for the pre-game show, the pre-match show, with Betty and a whole load of fantastic guests. And then 7 o'clock will be the first final. So join us again at 6:45 to find out what's going on this evening. See you in a second.